In almost every town and city across the globe, there are telltale signs of a creature that has baffled scientists for decades. Scratched rails, benches, and even walls mark the routes that this mysterious beast uses to pick its way through the urban landscape. The Latin name for these creatures is Sulla hominum, or wheeled human, which roughly translates into skateboarder. Now, whether or not you care about skateboarding, you cannot deny that it's certainly left its mark on the world. But what comes to mind when I say the word skate culture? If I was a betting man, I'd say it was somewhere along the lines of baggy shirts, even baggier trousers, and many individuals of a less than sober disposition hanging around in a public place saying things like, "Totally tubular, man." For the next 20 minutes, I want you to forget all about that. In fact, I want you to forget everything you think you know about skating. I aim to explore this vast subculture to find out why and how it has shaped our modern world. Skateboarding is surrounded by an ethos of antisocial behaviour. As a skateboarder, this confuses me, and is something we'll look at in a little bit more detail later. I'll be talking to the public to capture the views of those not directly involved with the sport, or dare I say, outsiders. But first, I wouldn't be a very good fly on the wall if I didn't give you an insider perspective. There is an unspoken code in skating, and you can see it in the way that skaters interact with each other. Now, I've been talking your ear off for the last 2 minutes, so I'm going to shut up now, and let the skate community explain what the hell I'm on about.
With skating, there's something about trying to set your goal on getting a trick or getting something which you really want to achieve, and falling, failing, and keep trying, and then when you get it, it's just that feeling of achievement.
Every man supports each other here. Everyone wants to see people progress and all their friends progress, so when you're trying to learn something, sometimes it can really wear you down, which is why I think you need your friend there, just that extra time. Come on, man, just fucking do that shit. Push you. And then you get the really hyped up, getting people going. Yeah! That's the more intense version. But on a smaller scale, as you can see, over here there's a child dropping in for the first time. It's a beautiful moment. Skateboarders support each other for real. And it's something that not a lot of people understand. They shouldn't understand that shit. It's the family. It's the family. We're a family.
The skate park can seem like a very intimidating place. Whoa, crazy! But when you come in, you realise the love is everywhere, you know?
Now, after watching that, you should have some perspective on the supportive nature of skate culture. No matter who you are or where you come from, at the skate park, everyone is equal. Mental health is fast becoming something that society no longer feels the need to sweep under the rug, and everyone has their own way of dealing with the stresses of modern life. Some people go running, don't ask me why. Some people go cycling. Some people chain smoke cigarettes, and some people skate.
Like basically before skating, I used to be scared of stuff. I never used to try anything. I hated myself, obviously, but I used to sit at home, do nothing at home, literally. And one day I just saw someone skating past me, and my friend said, "Yo, you should get into skateboarding." And now I'm skating, and everything's amazing.
I haven't had it easy, man. I'm sure I haven't had it the worst as well, but a lot of times I've been homeless and just been fuck all to do, but just in my backpack a few pair of clothes and a bag and my board, just skating through the nights, got me out of a lot of drug situations where I could just be in the drug loop. Got me out of the loop, it's got me travelling, it's got me meeting new people.
When I feel an edge, I just grab my board, go out the house, go to the skate park, and just let rid of my aggression there, and that would stop me from getting involved with the police. And thankfully I've never had a run-in with the police.
You see the kiddies come at the park, they're all very quiet, just sit and watch. Then you go, oh man, how's it going? You come and skate. Then like maybe next week they're going straight into the park without sitting down, and maybe like a month later they're talking, and maybe like 5 months later they're learning tricks, they're talking, now they're part of the crew, you know. So it's like confidence, man. It's a builder in skating for sure.
Skateboarders have always been persecuted, so what would we say in our defence?
They see a skateboard, they see like, you know, them American flicks of skaters just being stoners and just fucking tearing up, which is half true, but we still fucking do shit, man. We still like doing stuff for the community. Like we've got people from Eastbourne, London, everyone come for our comps, you know, bring them together as one, enjoying the day in the sun. Man, if we're honest, you've like already built the concrete, you know, it's already there, set in stone, so may as well make the most of it. But people panic with that because they're not used to it. They're not used to seeing what we're doing, and they don't see it the same. They don't see what we're chucking ourselves down the stairs and screaming and shouting. They see that as just an act of like anarchy, but it's not, man. It's an act of art. You wouldn't have a go at someone for like painting a picture. We're just painting a picture on our boards, you know. It's the same thing.
Skateboarding, like, I think it's stigmatized. It gets a bad image by the press and everything, by the media. They make it look like we're all like foggy and stuff, but nah, man, they're like most kindest people ever. Like, you see my skater friends and my collective, we help out the community and everything. The community loves us, and yeah, it's just we get stigmatized, but we need to break that stigma and show them that skaters are actually like the coolest people.
See kids kicking around like outside McDonald's, man, like just chilling, like waiting for some policeman to come up to them and ask for trouble, or asking for some people for trouble. But a few of them have started coming up here and just start chilling around here, getting a board once an hour again, man. It's definitely helping kids get out, so that's why we need this space to stay here.
There is a preconception that the sport itself is a contributing factor to crime and antisocial behaviour, a theory that's not hard to believe. In the media, skaters are often portrayed as stoners, job seekers, or even delinquents. So I hit the streets to find out how many people actually believe this.
Well, skateboarders in general are pretty good. You do get some bad ones what go through the town, which is a bit of a nightmare sometimes when it's busy like this, but otherwise most of them use the skate parks, and most of them what do go through the town are pretty most considerate, as I know because I work on the streets myself.
If they are being annoying, it's no different from cyclists being annoying. I mean, like I see cyclists going down the one-way street the wrong way and things like that, and it annoys me because it sort of like it paints you know, all cyclists as bad and stuff like that. So I ain't got any problems with that.
They're murder.
He thinks they're murder.
They're murder because they're going too fast, you know. And if a little kiddie runs out in front of them, bang, they hit them.
The public's views on skateboarding are mixed to say the least. Some people don't have a problem. Some people think that skaters need more space, and some people think they're a danger to society. To deepen my knowledge of how and why skateboarding affects society, we need to look at the epicenter of it all. So I decided to visit a few skate shops. Now, you may be wondering, how can I claim that what is essentially a room, often small, often with plywood walls, that contains skateboards, bits of skateboards, and a till, be the epicenter of an entire subculture? This is Source, the biggest underground skate park in the world. I spoke to Josh, who works in the shop and coaches young people and beginners. How have you seen the Source Park change Hastings for the better? Has it put Hastings on the map, or?
In terms of putting Hastings on the map, then 100%. It really does put us on the map because it's so out of the blue. For one, it's not very often you see a skate park in quite such a building or an area like that we have here. It's quite tremendous and also quite monumental, I think, as well. And it's made also those two words like a tremendous and monumental impact on the kind of social side of Hastings as well. I think it's really given the youth of Hastings, particularly the younger generations, but also the kind of my generation and up, a nice kind of stomping ground to come to, because I feel it's also a really nice kind of comfortable creative space to be in, as well as it just being an indoor skate park.
Now, because there are basically no other skate shops in Hastings, because I was bored and Barcelona was too expensive, I paid a visit to London, which is pretty much the same. My first stop, Camden, to talk to Dick Weech, a veteran of the scene and co-owner of Three Amigos Skate Shop. This small shopfront on the corner of the sleepy end of Camden Road is a rally point for riders all over London and the UK. Dick has been skating for longer than I've been alive, so I wanted to find out what he'd seen. So I'm here with Dick Weech from Free Amigos Skate Shop. Dick, can you tell us a little bit more about yourself? How long have you been skating?
Probably on and off for around 30 odd years, I expect now, since I was young. From Bristol originally, grew up in High Wycombe and then moved to London.
Camden is considered something of a centre for skate culture. How have you seen skate culture shape the town over the last sort of 10 years, 20 years?
There's always been a skate park, as long as I can remember, at Canterlow's, or where Canterlow's is now. Obviously the music scene's always been good connection between skateboarding and punk rock, so that's kind of shaped it pretty good. And now you've got like the new generation, so kind of taking it over.
How would you describe the nature of skate culture, the way that skaters interact with each other, to someone who doesn't necessarily skate?
It's quite a tough one, that. That's, I mean, now it was a lot easier 30 years ago when it was kind of like baggy clothes and just hoodies and Vans, because that's how you could tell a skateboarder, was, you know, by what they were wearing. But they can be from any walk of life, any age, any sex, anything, and they all seem to interact pretty good because they've all got one thing in common. So, you know, sort of music and skateboarding brings it all together.
There's a certain moral panic around skateboarding. A lot of people think that skateboarders are antisocial, that they can be thuggish. What's your view on this?
They've always been persecuted in a way, skateboarders. Admittedly, some of them don't help themselves, but as long as they've got enough places to go and skate and keep out of trouble, then that's good. With Canterlow's now, it's open quite late. There's lights up there as well, so when it's dry, the kids can go up there, keep out of mischief. They're not hanging around on street corners. But I mean, there's always people that are going to moan, but you'll never get away from that. But as long as they're not causing trouble on the streets, I think that's pretty good, yeah.
Finally, how has skateboarding helped you personally, Dick?
Obviously, we've got the shop here now. So yeah, everyone I've met really is in or associated with something like this, yeah. I suppose it's given me a little bit of confidence with people as well.
Skate shops have been a cornerstone in the skate community since the sport began. But when it comes to businesses, there's a new kid on the block. In the last 20 years, more and more private companies are deciding to build skate parks indoors. This means that instead of terrorising the public, skaters have a safe place to go. So I went to Hop Kingdom, nestled under the railway arches in London Bridge. This place is a haven for skaters. It's free to come and skate, there's beer, it's open all night, and most importantly, there are no scooters allowed. I spoke to Sean Wilkinson, the general manager, about what role the business plays in the local community. Sean, this skate park's been open since 2018. How quickly did things take off?
So yeah, things have taken off since we've opened this place. Things have gotten a lot bigger, especially sort of social media platforms, etc. And since we've now grown our professional skate team, things are going really well, yeah.
The way that people react inside the community is a little bit different to other sports. How would you explain this to someone who doesn't really skate?
They are actually one of the best sort of community there is. They're very well put together, always look after each other. But it's hard to say that, I get it, sometimes if you're not involved in it, but it's something to be involved in. Since opening this space, we've sort of realised that, and it's, everyone says hello to you. Every single person comes through the door. Everyone's very close together here. That's good.
Cool, and especially, finally, in places like this where it's indoors, it's open till you're open till 10:30. Am I right?
Yeah, so we're open 7 days a week until 11 p.m. On a Sunday at 10 p.m. And we've had the likes of the British Transport Police and stuff, or the council come in to see us, and have asked us, we're sort of doing a good job because of some of the outsiders are skating down the ledges, down the new ledges down in the London Bridge. So it's like now they can come in here and not use those facilities and use ours. Yeah, it's great. It's it's a great thing to have, especially in the winter as well. It'll keep people off the streets and out the cold and the wet, and they can come in indoors where it's nice and warm and be here until 11 if they want to be.
And so, I'm afraid we are approaching the end.
has been one hell of a ride. Along the way we've met tons of interesting people and listened to our tales. From your criminal garden concrete surfers to veterans and pioneers who devote their lives to the sport and to inspiring others to get involved.
Skateboarding's popularity may rise and fall, but these people will always be here, in back alleys and supermarket car parks, or storming across the midnight stillness of deserted city centres across the globe. So if you haven't yet, go outside, grab a skateboard, and come and join us, because we're not going anywhere.
Words and only one mic, 3,000 herbs and only one life, 3,000 murders, only one life. Yeah, only one life, 3,000 words and only one mic, 3,000 herbs and only one life, 3,000 murders, only one life. Yeah, only one life. Still in the kitchen, swigging gin and ginseng, switching positions, stealing provisions with surgeon's precision. It's oh so delicious, oh so delicious. The hours still witching, oh so bewitching. Stuck in this ditch, I'm forced to dig, drift in the system. When will you listen? Yeah, when will you listen? 3,000 words and only one.